What's happening, everyone? We are back. We are back again. Doubleheader today. Happy Friday. We have me and Sloth coming on later on to talk making money in crypto, a new series. Coming up with a lot of new series recently. Hex Unaffected. Yeah, just to kind of narrow down and talk about some things in a series that have different things in common, and let people, if they're interested in one topic, go through and say, hey, I want to watch the whole series, because that's a kind of focused topic thing with different people. So yeah, lots to get through today. I had to do an update one. I was originally only going to do the streamless Sloth today, but boy, it's a lot happened the last couple of days. We're definitely going to talk about Richard. That's why we got the electric Richard one up here right now. I'm bear with me. I've been sick this whole week, but I've got the electrolyte drink. I've got the medicine, all that stuff, and yeah, if I sound a little stuffed up, that's why. But hey, we work through it. I got a job to do, right? That absolutely no one's paying me for it. It's completely optional. However, I want to do a good one, so that's what we're gonna do. What's up, Fast Abdul? Day Max and Coffee being share Lambda. La Bombda. Oh man, you got la bomba. You maybe do it. La Bamba. That's the song's a lyric. I didn't even mean to say it in any tone, by the way. That was literally just the lyrics of the La Bamba song. So, man, thanks for bringing that up. Made me think of that. Also made me think of Lambda at first, because that's a AWS service for running serverless code on AWS for all the nerds out there. Lambda, but La Bamba. I think you misspelled it a little bit. But anyways, welcome, Fast. Red Squirrel, Fast beat you today. That's okay though. Welcome, man. Alex Santos, appreciate that. TechSex, how's it going? Kaiser, good evening to you as well. We're just getting started here. I'm gonna get into it with. I'll post the video here. I'll post the video in the chat. Let's see. So if you haven't seen it, so Richard first did a tweet. So he did the tweet, and so here's the tweet itself. And he loves these audio messages. So 47-minute audio message. Richard Hart was right again. Enjoy this 47-minute clip and be inspired. You're part of a revolution that's changing the world. Real cryptocurrency, decentralized finance are a durable solution to frauds such as Sam Bankman-Fried and the constant, never-ending erosion of your purchasing power of your money by irresponsible government spending. So I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's okay. Interesting image there. Is that like him talking to everyone? And then I was like, oh, it's and then I started hearing more about it. I go, it's actually a clip. It's playing audio. So I went through it this morning and went through each, the whole thing, and put up some points up here. So I'll just go through a few of them. So highlights, so SBF punishment vindication for Richard Hart ideals. We talked about that a lot of, not your keys, not your coins. Talked about, just your ability to, there all this custody stuff. You got into custody, and how that's not like the right word. You can't really custody crypto. You can custody keys, however, but you can't like custody funds, like all this miscommunication with the people who live in the real world, the traditional finance world. So we talked about that. The different wallets, I think, is something people get mixed up a lot, and they try to apply these things that just do not apply whatsoever. The wallet does not hold your crypto. If you don't know what that means, then like Google like how crypto wallets and stuff work. But your wallet and your keys give you access to these numbers on a database, that's even say on the blockchain, that have value and allow you to transfer and do things with them. And the wallet just shows you. The wallet just shows you the money. It just shows you what's there. It shows you the assets. It doesn't hold anything. It is just literally just it's reading the blockchain and saying, hey, according to the blockchain, according to the person, according to these keys, what they map to, here's what assets are in the wallet. It's a very beautiful, nuanced idea. But again, you try to apply all these traditional finance stuff to it, it gets very, very messy. That's what he talks about a lot. And then it's so funny. He went through the things I invented or ideas I came up with that working flawlessly. And he's like, nearly all of them. The first time I cracked up, I was like, oh, PulseX. He's talking about PulseX on that. There was a bug or so with PulseX. You could talk about, go back to the first few days or week or so launching PulseChain. The bridge was backed up, so a little less flawless there. However, of course, the blockchain contracts, as far as hex stuff goes, That's what he's generally referring to as. That's what he's repeated the greatest hits for forever, and that's true. Hex is working perfectly. We'll get to Hex though, and the new front end stuff as well. So thanks Bitcoin to eventually get to 100K. I believe you said that before, but interesting how he's still measuring a lot of things by Bitcoin, right? Like he knows Bitcoin is it's got the most liquidity, it's got the most brand, all that stuff. One day, hopefully, Hex will take over. PulseChain will help us get there, I hope, or at least put us. I mean, I don't care. Bitcoin could be the new gold. And Ethereum can be the world computer, and PulseChain can be PulseChain and Hex can be your products for mad gains, faster stuff, new innovation, new products, like things that can't work on Ethereum and otherwise. So it's there's room. There is no fixed pie, right? Like it's not this zero-sum game. Like trillions of dollars go into this stuff. It's fine if they get split between the things that are amazing work. So that's the thing. We got to win. The best ideas win, right? So we've got some good ideas here. SEC keeps losing. I also talked about a lot of these government agencies shouldn't be in the business of making laws. I kind of got a lot of this is just my commentary coming from what I heard him say and understand. Again, not a lot of quotes, just a few quotes in here, but it is the legislator's job to make laws and do all these things. And this enforcement stuff, this laws by enforcement, not good for any industry, let alone crypto. I also talked about writing in public comments. And again, that if you've written in public comments, there's public comments, gpt.com. There's all these websites that make it super easy. These are the things where you can make an impact on the world. That's if you're doing it, you're being that one of thousands of people who are doing it, and the numbers add up like that. So the momentum is there. Pulsepetition.org, got a lot of momentum there. Let's just check in pulsepetition.org real quick. Curious what the number's up to. Because coffee, I think the first time we talked about it was on the show the other night, and we only had a few signatures, and now 6,000. We had like 29 signatures or something the other day. 29 or so signatures. You can read more about what this is, but I think this is going to be super helpful too. Amicus brief, trying to protect crypto, airbags, otherwise. 6,000, literally. What was that? 29. We got 200x or so, 200 or 300x out of it. Pretty amazing. Whatever X it is, pretty cool. And then, that's how you can make an impact on the world. And then a few quotes here. I hope you all see my actions, how I care from my actions, how much I care about you, and my eyes on the ball. Boom. I love it. Guys, all right. I'll get to this, I'll get to the favorite quote in a minute, but people are like, oh, Richard disappeared. He's not around anymore. Boy, is he still there, and is he still doing good stuff. I also mentioned Vivek Ramaswamy, and he's a presidential candidate. Says a lot of interesting things, running as a Republican. But anyways, he wouldn't it be funny if he, I don't know if he'll get the candidacy, but what if he was VP or something? Not that they do a lot, but a lot of those ideals, he's got a lot of controversial ones, but man, a lot of them seem a little healthy too. So Richard likes some of his ideas. Hex is decentralized. You run the code. Again, we'll get to Hex and all the front ends in a bit, but yeah, I like the moves that's happening here. And overall, again, I've talked about on Twitter a little bit how, with Gold Key and folks about, I do agree. It's a little confusing for onboards and stuff. I'm gonna have to redo some onboarding videos that just got made or get them redone, at least people I work with. But I think it's for a bigger picture. And I think that's what I'm looking for. Doesn't believe crypto is going to declare from traditional markets. That's another thing he talked about a little bit as well. And then please go try and make the world a better place. Yeah, that's the goal. Again, if you just got here for Hex, PulseChain a year or two ago, you may not understand everything about Richard and his mission is what he wants, his glory and all the stuff he's been working on and Scivive and all these things. But I do, and a lot of other people do in the community. And when he says words like this, like they mean something. Like, please try and go make the world a better place. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to be the force for good. He wants to inspire people to be forces for good. He wants to mint millionaires so they can go do good stuff and stand up for rights and otherwise. So again, I've got a ton of RH content if you want to binge that, ton of his vintage clips and otherwise. But I think this is a pretty cool podcast, if you will, what people are calling it. It's like it's not really it's a voice message, but it's so long. It's basically like a monologue podcast type thing. And it's not video. Why isn't it video, by the way? Why isn't he streamed? Why is he, do voice message? Why is he okay doing 47-minute voice message and not streaming? I don't know. Maybe he's not at the castle right now. Maybe he's hanging out at another castle. Maybe he's, it's strategic, obviously. Maybe his hair doesn't look good right now. I don't know. I don't care. I'd love to see him video, or I'd love to see him get on stream more than, just as much as anyone else. But this is pretty cool. I'm okay with these voice messages too. I like it. And again, one of my favorite quotes, he's talking about people saying, oh, he's not here. Am I not here? That's funny, because I wake up and work really hard until I fall asleep. And I do it every day, and I don't take any days off. He said it before. That's like one of those things. Another one of his quotes is, he's like, I wake up, work as hard as I can, and I do it again the next day. Like that's what this guy does. So just because he's not tweeting all the time, just because he's not, streaming or whatever, doesn't mean he's not working on stuff this whole time. Like I'm sure he goes and takes a weekend and relaxes or whatever, or has his hobbies and otherwise. But yeah, I think it's pretty obvious if you see when he does come back and tweet, especially recently, you see him tweet like quality. Hey, this guy's been researching. Hey, he's been deep diving into a lot of areas that are strategic for the ecosystem and for himself and for us as well. So again, throwback to voice messages. Did you know RH made his book Scivive based on perhaps years worth? He did say like a lifetime worth of audio recordings. So I've got a video a vintage video of him talking about that as well. If you're interested, I'm not going to show it because the ad's right there, but that's something you can check out too. He talks about Scivive. So yeah, what did you all think was interesting about it? I'll kind of leave it up here for a second. Anything that first of all, did you listen to it? Because it's 47 minutes long. So you kind of got to sit there and listen to it, or did you take a drive this morning? I don't think a lot of people even listened to it yet, but if you did, it was pretty inspirational. It was pretty had some emotion in it, had some good information, had some bragging, of course. But I think, yeah, it was a textbook, Richard. And he talked about some interesting things, kind of gave us some insight of what he's thinking about a lot of different things. I like it. And yeah, made today much more interesting than it already was. I already got a few things to go through, but that was one of the things I thought was cool. Take a break there, and let me know if you have any further commentary on that. And I will talk to the chat. What's up, Crypto AO? FX. Lunacy Point. Happy Friday. I feel like I see you every Friday, Lunacy Point. Is it, or maybe when I do see you, it is Friday and you say Happy Friday. I appreciate you coming by. Oh, it's nice to see a bright face. At least your avatar is bright and positive, so appreciate that. Let's see. Alex Santos, Ari's voice message Telegram was on point. Had to listen to it twice. Phil Barrage. Appreciate that, Alex. Yeah, I'm all right. I'll make it. I'm assuming you're talking about the same one. I hope there's not another one, is there? There's only one, right? I believe that's what you were talking about. What's up, Tiny Assets? Welcome. Which front end will you use for your hex stakes? I will. Yeah, I'm going to get to that in just a minute. It's a good question. I think there is. I mean, the IPFS ones seem like the one, but the first thing I think of. But next bull run. What's up, bro? Sir. Yep. Any day now. You never know. Nobody knows, but one day. By the way, if you all see me mute for a minute and not say anything, it's probably because I'm coughing. And yeah, so don't be alarmed. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna wait on the minute. I got a little lozenge, but I'm gonna wait till I finish my coffee. Though coffee not good for the throat, I don't think, but good for caffeine. So give me just a moment, and I will move on. Let's see. All right. Let's go to Hex because something happened recently. I don't know if anyone knows. Hex got more decentralized. I guess that's one way to put it. So This was a breaking news tweet from Goldkey. Goldkey on point as usual with all the awesome news and letting us know what's going on. So if you go to hex.com now, so hex.com obviously is still the same. I said that I didn't go to it yet, but yeah, I'm sure it is. Why would that change? And then if you go to go.hex.com, whoa, the beautiful interface disappeared. No, I loved it so much. However, everything's fine, right? If you just click on one of these links, so IPFS, it's just hosted in a decentralized way other places. So it says here, decentralization, robustness, and privacy are core principles of real blockchains. So I think this is just another way of Richard being like, hey, I don't need to be around. I'm not doing anything. There is no work going on. The community is building this stuff. The community, if there's no centralized place for this stuff, and the more decentralization, the better. So this is just another point to be like, yeah, look, Hex is decentralized. Like even the person running the website at go.hex.com is just linking you to a place where the actual code runs. So if you click, any of these links should work. Yeah. This goes to the Hex website. And let's see. I'm going to let's see what do connect. You probably can't see MetaMask right now, but yeah, you connect, should work exactly the same. I haven't tested the native stake with it to test it yet, but I mean, why? It's the same code, so it should work exactly the same. It's just at this URL that's decentralized. And if you don't know much about IPFS, so let's see, crypto. Yeah, interplanetary file system. So this is where you can decentralize, you can host stuff. And yeah, it's just a decentralized, let's see if we go to get a better explanation. Peer-to-peer content delivery network built around the innovation of addressing, storage, retrieve, and locate data based on the fingerprint of actual content rather than name location. Yeah, so it's just an open place to decentralize even code and services and stuff like that. So that's where it is. Nothing has changed. It still works. It's just when you go to hex.com, there's nostalgia /stake. Yeah, /stake. They, I hope they redirect that. They should redirect that to something else, because I know there's probably a lot of links that keep /stake there. But that's what it is. Yeah, go to hex.com. Again, I'm gonna have to redo one of the onboarding videos, or get my people to redo the onboard videos that do that particular one. I'll update that one. I'll get that one updated. But yeah, any of these NFT storage, they're just different links here that you can go to and transfer stake's what a lot of people do. Looks like the AA is gone, which why wouldn't it be? Or maybe it's gone before, I don't remember, because that was over a long time ago. W3S link. Again, you can go here. If you don't want to make native stakes, if you want to make HSIs or check your Hedron or whatever, there's app.icosa.pro, of course. Let me connect here. So, I don't have anything. It's just a test wallet, but yeah, you can go here. You can do native stakes. You can do HSIs. You can look at the HSI auctions, do icosa stuff, staking, all this stuff too. So yeah, there's no need to run anything centralized. And if you want to do the desktop, yeah, try this a while back. For some reason, I couldn't get it work on the Mac, but I've heard other people getting work on their Mac, so maybe it's just my problem on that, or maybe the new release fixed a little something. But yeah, if you download these, you can run them on your own computer. You can start up your own Hex client. So it's pretty simple, and there's instructions. I went over this when it first came out before, but it is yeah, you can run your own Hex client right here. So there's nobody needs to do anything for you. You mine your own rewards. You burn your own coins. You mint your own rewards. You do all the stuff yourself. So as far as staking stuff goes, nothing's really changed. It's still available. It's just in a decentralized way now. It's not hosted on go.hex.com anymore. So that's your new Hex update, new Hex client update that we have here. All right. talk to the chat just a sec before we go on. We got a lot to cover. Come up on 20 minutes, but I'm going to go for probably another 25 minutes. See if I can get everything in. Got a couple cool things to show you all as well. Archie says, Archie, the HexPay thing looks really interesting. It's taken from call. I know. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen, I have a video on, I'll just quickly share RHMax HexPay.day. So you should check this out. Have this guy back on the show again sometime. He came to the PulseChain Builders one. And that's where I clipped this from, I think. So yeah, you can start hex stakes on cold wallets and do all kinds of cool stuff. So it's, it's been audited. You can learn more about it there, but check out the video. Check out, I'll drop the link in here to HexPay.day, HexPayday site. If you're interested. And then let's go back over. What's up, Stefan? It is a big day. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. It's like it'll be really quiet, kind of boring, not much news, and then all of a sudden it'll just be like, oh, everything at once. Jamal, RH is always one step ahead. I want the government to be going to have front end soon. Yeah. Well, again, decentralization. That's the key. They can't. What are they going to do? It's decentralized. Like once you get, if you start arresting founder, I mean, Tornado Cash. There's like a whole other thing with that. That's maybe an exception when there's like, I mean, I'm not saying it should happen. It shouldn't have happened, obviously. But you can't just be like, well, okay, there's some code on the internet I don't like. I'm just going to go remove it. No, that's not how it works. It's not going to work that way. So decentralization, that's more of it the better as far as censorship resistance, right? That's what Richard talked about a million times. Crypto is good for censorship resistance. If people are trying to censor your right and your ability to run code on the internet, work around it. That's the stuff worth working on. What's up, Andre? Good to see you back, man. Giving a like. Appreciate that. 5 a.m. You must be far away then. Yeah. Appreciate you jumping on though. What's up, Finbear? Good to see you, man. We'll work on 32 megabyte setup. 32 megabyte? I think you mean gigabyte, Archie. Unless you're running like a late 90s laptop. 32 gigabyte? Only says 74. Really? Did it say it requires 64? I don't know why it would say that. I don't think it requires 64 gigs of RAM. That's a lot. Yeah, I think it should be okay. Yeah. I think it should be okay. Run from your desktop. Yeah. Don't think it needs much. Yeah. Tiny Assets hosting your own front-end code is direction we need to go. Yes. Agree, Tiny Assets. One small step for DeFi, one giant leap for mankind. That's what we do. Rather than change all the language like Hart's been saying, the government needs to stop using attack crypto. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good things happening. I think SEC keeps losing cases. They keep being told like, hey, you're doing too much. You're pushing too hard. This is not right. People have rights. You're harming innovation. Like this stuff does not need to be presidents, all that stuff. So I think we're trending in the right direction. I honestly do. And the people who are committing fraud are getting punished. So that's the whole idea. The whole idea is, have punishments for people who are doing these horrible things in crypto, and everyone else just don't slow them down. Right? I suppose you could end a stake to a code wallet too. I'm pretty sure both of them. I'm not sure. I haven't used it yet. But yeah, like I said, I'll have him on stream. Hopefully he'll come back maybe this month or so. I'll get to ask more about that. But I'm pretty sure it's both ways, start and end stakes, I imagine. We need decentralized on and off ramps, last variability. Yeah. That one's still hard. That one's still, at least in America, it's like, KYC is to get bank account, need KYC and all that stuff, that sort of thing. So that one's harder, maybe in the future, maybe not. But that's, again, I've said this before about going after crypto stuff. There's an in and out flow of the money. So yeah, I mean, people can pay for stuff online with crypto and all that. But if you want to get it into dollars, that seems like the place. If you're going to legislate anything, do regulations, put it around the places where dollars are going in and out. Again, good regulation, fair regulation, and leave everything else alone. Don't touch anything else. The place where it goes into dollars, whatever. But everything else, like, stop like just harming innovation like that. Caitlin's channel. Hello, everyone. I wonder why PulseChain doesn't give updates on X, or am I following the wrong page? Caitlin, you're probably following PulseChain.com. So yeah, I don't think that's updated very often. I would follow Richard. The best place to get updates on PulseChain. Yeah, I mean, I follow. So how do I get updates on PulseChain? Of course, I follow a lot of people on Twitter about PulseChain. But yeah, I would follow Richard at Richard Hart Win. I would follow Brettep. What says his name? Brettep. That's his alias. Oops, not that. Brettep. It's Brett. So the PulseChain Dev. You can follow Brett on updates on clients and stuff. Other than that, it's kind of just community led as far as that goes. If Richard doesn't talk about it, or Brett doesn't talk about it, then you can find it with hashtag PulseChain. Maybe you can check that out every once in a while, or just follow the people. Follow me, for example. Follow the people in the community. Yeah, I'll put this in the chat. Hopefully that's helpful, though. Yeah, it's a fair question too, because it's like, yeah, I mean, normally when you follow the project's Twitter, you would think there's a team giving you updates, but PulseChain and text is different. There's no team giving updates about the stuff. No expectations of work from others, right? But yeah, the founder talks about it, and devs talk about it from time to time, and of course the community. So, good question. Welcome to the channel. So what is next? What we got next on the list? Let's keep it with Hex for now. Let's talk about the 1,000 T-share challenge. So, and you all give me one of these to pick. Chat, give me one of these to pick, whatever your situation is, or otherwise, just give me one to pick, because I just don't want to take the poll myself. Let's go. Already there, not interested. So this is something I've been thinking about recently. About I myself, I don't know. I almost think that if there was a measurement I would go by for like a Hex OG myself, again, everyone probably has their own definition. If you have 1,000 T-shares, yeah, I think you probably qualify as a Hex OG, I would say. So definitely aspirational, nothing else. If you want to be that sort of exclusive club, because I don't think a lot of people are in it. And what did Feeder say? It's called a G share. Yeah, we call them G shares, like OG shares, I guess. So if you'd like to have a G share, who's there, or do you have work to do? I myself am working on it. I'll say that, and I'm pretty confident that either this month or next, you never know, I may be able to hold myself up to such a standard. So, which is pretty exciting. But it's one of those things. Some people, I don't know. Some people say Hex OG because you were in day one. I was following Richard since 2017. Of course, I was in day one, day zero, all that stuff. But then I don't know. It's like sometimes it's hard to tell. Does anyone even have? Some people talk about Hex stuff. They don't even have Hex, or maybe they don't stake it. They just keep it liquid to trade it or whatever. And it's nothing against anyone like that. It's just kind of if there was a measurement. Yeah, if I were to come up, and I'm not doing this, but if I were to come up with a measurement of someone like a Hex OG or otherwise, 1,000 T-shares seems pretty good. Because holding it, if you're just holding, somebody can say, oh yeah, what about PulseChain OG? You have to hold like a billion pulse. Yeah, but if you're holding it, that's different than locking it up for 15 years. It's different than, and you show with T-shares, you can't get so how do you get 1,000 T-shares? You either have to stake a tremendous amount for like a year, or you have to stake a very big amount, but for a very long time. So let's just go to HexCalc real quick. I'm finished with coffee and get the lozenge before the voice goes. Crypto says 428. Yeah, would you on Twitter? Somebody on Twitter said that too. I'm like, I think if you're staking for like a day, but if you stake 10 years, you get a pretty good discount. So let's see. Let's do 3650 and do like, what is it? I think on Twitter I did 10 million. And this is eHex, but just adjust it up a little bit for PX. It's like, so that's 85K to get you 1,000. Yeah. So 85K gets you 1,000, close to 1,000. Well, I mean, let's make it 1,000. Oops, way too much. I don't know. This less. In this game all day. Okay, close enough. So 10,000 or 10 million, 80,000 gets you for 10 years, gets you 1,000. Now, if you do 365 though, let me get you 400. So you got to get those numbers up. Let's do 25 here. So it's going to take you 25 million to get around 1,000, which is $200,000, $213,000 if you do it a year. So again, you got to either have a lot of money to do a short-term stake to get that many T-shares, or you have to have a much smaller amount of money. I mean, still significant, but a smaller amount of money and delayed gratification for a long time. So that's if you got 1,000 T-shares, you're Hex OG to me. And I'm sure there's other cool qualifications too, but boy, I think that's one of my favorite. Challenge. Red squirrel. Somebody say nuts? Red squirrel. Somebody did indeed say nuts. Denberry's like, I've got like 10,000 T-shirts, bro. What are you talking about? Get these piddly 1,000. Archie, I'm telling you, 1,000 like I hope. Need my lozenge. Here we go. I hope that in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, that 1,000 T-shares is like a dream. Like people like dream of it. It's like unattainable. What if it costs like $10 million to get 1,000 T-shares, even if you stake for 5-10 years? Crazy, right? That would be crazy. Again, not financial advice. I have no idea what it's going to be, but I hope that we are rewarded so much from delaying gratification, locking up T-shares, the healthy system. I hope that we get rewarded. Such a flex. I'm telling you, it's never been a more attainable flex other than when Hex first launched and it was so cheap. It has never been, this flex has never been more available. It's amazing. Happy with my 9 T-shirts. Congrats, Jamal. That's awesome, man. Hey, if you got 1 T-shirt, I'm telling you, some people don't have 1 T-shirt. If you have 1 T-shirt, that's still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. If you got 10, you got 100. Ooh. I'm telling you, 1,000 though. 1,000. All the people out there saying you're gonna, do the meme coins and make all this money and then buy Hex. Well, in that case, I hope your meme coin does extremely well and you turn on the T-shirts. So I'll tell you that one. Let's do Blenny Blanco. Let's do it, man. It could, never know. Johnny K. What's the Hex unaffected number 3? Johnny Chaos. That was a great stream. He's like, yeah, what if it never comes back? What if it never comes back? Alex Santos, what are your thoughts on Maximus? I think Maximus is awesome. I love all the products Gold Key and Dipcatcher do. I think they are true assets to the community. And I wish there was more people who literally sacrificed and did so much stuff that they do. Again, they make coins that are like, they don't even, it's like some of their projects are some of the most pure utility and selfless products that I've ever seen in this community. Not saying they're alone, but boy, them, Alex from Hedron and stuff, they're literally building stuff that may benefit themselves, but only because they already participate in the system. They already participate in Hex and stuff. But, some of the most healthy products and good long-term vision ones. So I love it. I would say that staking pools, again, if you're staking big, staking pools make sense if you're staking smaller stakes. If you're going to stake something small, doing a pool, you may get more out of it. If you want liquidity, some people don't want liquidity though. Right? If you have liquidity, what if you sell it? Right? So I think the Diamond Hands thing is pretty cool though, where you can get the tokens and then you can lock them up too. So I think that solves that kind of save yourself from yourself, not get rid of, not selling your retirement. not getting rid of the coins and t-shirts and stuff. But yeah, I think Maximus products are awesome, and I hope they grow. I hope they're like, bonds, the hex bonds in the future. There'll be like a bond market. Maximus will be hopefully have a huge part of that, and all that stuff. So just retweeted a tweet of yours and Johnny. Awesome, man. Appreciate that, Benny. Appreciate that. So hex.com. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Give me just a second and I'll go on. Taking some notes here. Black diamond ends, yes. Shout out to the hex.com diamond, by the way. One day we're gonna get that NFT, or at least see it in person at the castle. I don't know, one of those things. I'd like to see it again though. All right, we got some more cool stuff here coming up. Let's do, let's do an update on my website real quick. My new website, my upcoming maybe website. How about that? So I'll go through all the pages. If you're interested, you can go through the, each phase. You can see, like, it's kind of cool because you can see each stage of software development cycle. If I can even call it that. I'm not a dev, guys, but like, I've worked in tech forever. I know how to code. I did not call myself a dev, but however, I guess I'm a dev, based on some of the stuff I do. But you can see like the different ways, ideas, improvements, how it keeps evolving. So this is the latest one. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of, the contrast isn't good because it's a picture on Twitter, and it's much brighter and stuff on your screen. Just trust me on that. It'll be brighter and stuff. So I don't know if you can see how much you can see right now, but pretty interesting. I came across the post, and I'll talk more about this. I need to find that post. Somebody posted about this even being possible maybe a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I should research that. Researched it, found out how to do it, and then started like, okay, I'm going to build this. I built this Python app that does all this stuff. And then I was like, well, what if I build a web UI for the Python app? Okay, I'll do that. Now I'm working on infrastructure stuff. So this could go live. I don't know. It's my friend project again, no expectations. Maybe in the next week, we'll see. But so far it's been testing pretty well. Had a bunch of bugs to fix, had a bunch of changes to make. I really don't know what else to get out of it. And that's what I'll, DevMax. That's what I'll ask you all. If you have feedback, I'm not saying I'm going to make any changes or anything, but basically it's a stream of transactions from dexes that are Uniswap v2 compatible, PulseX, 9-inch, stuff like that, on, I think 9-inch, because 9-inch was included. The 9-inch router was included on some of the transactions I saw on PulseChain. But that sounded weird. On PulseChain. So I left it running overnight here, and I was like, yeah, this counts how many transactions include these different coins that come up here. It's pretty cool to see it load, actually. Like when you see the website, when I demo it, it'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. But this is just a static screenshot. Holds 1,000 transactions at a time on the page. Otherwise, the browser runs out of memory. Wouldn't be very good. But you can see the popular coins. Like this is, I didn't even think of it like this being interesting, but it actually shows the most popular, the most traded coins for the time that you've got it running. So I had it running for like 12 hours last night just to test it, make sure it didn't crash or anything. That's what devs do, right? And then, of course, WPLS is the pair for almost everything. It's the primary pair for stuff, PLS. Next one, DAI, and then Hex. So second most popular, DAI, Hex, then PulseX, and then 9-inch, USDC, wrapped Bitcoin. This kind of surprised me. A lot of people trading wrapped Bitcoin on PulseChain. All transactions include wrapped Bitcoin. Atropa, Calm. I don't know if Calm got the Hex secret weapon boost lately or something, but I didn't expect to see Calm trading so much either. And then is that WHETH wrapped? Is that wrapped? Is that some kind of wrapped ETH? I don't know. Teddy Bear Inc. So people trading Inc. Of course. The wrapped ETH. I don't know what WHETH is. And then different coins. got a whole list down here. Cabbage. The emoji actually shows up. It's funny. Like these emojis are on the blockchain. There's so many things like this, Arabic or Hebrew characters and stuff. Some of these are really popular. Some people created coins with these characters. No idea what it says. No idea what it means. I don't read that stuff. I kind of want to like translate it and see what it means, but I haven't did it yet. Again, nothing wrong with it. It's just, in the Western world, it's just not a common language you learn, right? And but it's funny how you can create new tokens, and apparently they become popular because it's a lot of transactions, for these coins on PulseChain too, not on Ethereum, but on PulseChain. So list of transactions, and again, you can click on each one. It'll take you to the this is the transaction hash. You click on that, takes you to, opens a new window, takes you to the transaction. So I don't even know if it really has a purpose other than I thought it'd be cool to see like a running list of transactions on PulseChain. But I knew having that data would be interesting in some way. So I appreciate Ji-Young just have to comment. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I don't know how or what I'll do with it. I'm gonna open source it, so I'll have a lot of the code open source, so people can go do other stuff with it if they want. You can go spin up your own website and do stuff too if you want. But I really don't know what to do with it other than be like, oh, that's cool, and just like, is it good for onboarding? I don't know. Like, to me, it's just for fun. Like, I just want to look at it and be like, oh, this. And then of course, maybe data wise, you can look and see, oh, well, there's a lot of transactions over the last 12 hours. You can kind of get informed about maybe new coins or whatever if you're interested in that. Yeah, I don't know. Other than having this data stream, I also thought, okay, what if could I put like, there's other stuff I could do that are a lot more work. Like I could say which DEX it's coming from, and I could count how many transactions are coming from PulseX and 9inch or, different DEXs and stuff too. But I don't know. But I just want to show it. I'm getting close. If you hover over here, again, this is not the live website, it's just a picture. But if you hover over this, it tells you some notes built by me. But yeah, I'll probably demo it sometime next few days, probably. Get to the chat. Hexagonal, honeycomb, lattice, grid strength. Interesting. Could I put it more? It needs more cowbell, more hexagons. Could I put more hexagons in here somewhere? I should actually think about that. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. See, that's why I'm talking about it, because again, no expectations. I'm not gonna like you give me an idea, I'm gonna go do it, but I kind of interested to see what people that I don't see, right? Because if you're the only one looking at it, you're not gonna pick up on everything. Like you need other people to look at it and be, oh, because you're like deep into it, right? Let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna do something with the hexagons. I like that. WHE is 9inch. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I saw BBC in the list. I saw 9, so 9inch is. That's right. I remember Hexy Bastard talking about that the other day. Where did the ETH go? Yeah, oh my gosh, there it is. Thank you, Lunacy Point. That is right. The Atropa dev watched your videos. Cool. Appreciate. Really? She mentioned you on the chat box. Cool. I mean, hopefully nice things. I don't know anything about Atropa, but other than Dipcatcher talked about it the other day on the stream, mentioned a little bit about it. But I hope all projects bring a ton of volume and mad gains to everyone in crypto. What's up, MA? Welcome. Which DEX would be epic? I've thought about it, but then I'm like, but it's kind of just, other than counting how many transactions from that DEX, which is nice. But so here's the problem. I don't get that data coming from the blockchain of this data source. To get that, I literally have to go to the transaction page, pull that out of there, or find another way to do it. First thing I think of is, okay, on the transaction page, it lists all this data. Whatever. There's probably other blockchain sources too. But it's basically, I need like another script just about to do it. And then I have to like fit it in here, and it's like, when you can just click on the transaction and then see where it came from there. So I'm not sure the ROI. I definitely, if it was like snap the fingers, it's done. Yeah, then I would just be okay. If I could just check box, I want that feature. Yeah, but I don't know. It seems like more work. Maybe you never know. If I see an easier way to do it later, maybe I'll do it. But for now, it's more work than I think would be interesting for it. But I definitely thought about that. Yeah. Tiny asked if it would be cool to track trending coins that are increasing transactions. See, I mean, this kind of gives you can kind of see it from this, which ones, but that's the thing. I don't want to turn into deck screener. I literally just want to be like, here's a bunch of transactions. Now, if there's easy things I can do from that, I will, but I don't, because a lot of the stuff you can just get on deck screener and watch traffic and stuff. So I'm not trying to replace deck screener. However, yeah, fun project. We'll see. Good feedback. Good feedback. Appreciate you on that. All right. Let's move on to, got two more things to do. Let's do MetaMask real quick. Speaking of Ju Young, let's see. This in the chat. Yep. That's not the right one. My keyboard goes to sleep sometimes. So this came from Wendio, MetaMask KYC incoming. Not sure if it's incoming, but I made some updates that are making people a little nervous here. And Ju Young mentioned every update they turn back on IP tracking data collection, which, yeah, if that's true, unfortunate. But if you're interested in not getting updates, you can turn them off. Even MetaMask has, on their official website, they tell you how to turn off auto updates. So after they changed the interfaces last time, I was like, God, I don't want this. I still don't like the new interface. I wish I could go back to the previous one. You probably can if you figure out a way to install an old one, but then you get into supply chain issues, where'd it come from? So, but if you want to turn it off, you can click off here. However, do note that if you turn it off, then if there's some critical or security update, then you're not going to be automatically updated. You're going to have to so what are automatic updates for? They for? They're so you don't have to pay attention and click the update button when you need to. So that means if you turn them off, I don't remember if there ever has been a critical bug in MetaMask that I can remember. Let me know if you all remember that. But if there were, you would get auto updates. You'd have to update yourself. So again, it's just auto updates. You can still update it. It's just auto updates. So just keep that in mind if you do it. But that's how you do it if you're interested. Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably interested in doing that because they want to stay as long as they can on the non cool stuff that may be coming type of thing. Not that you'll be able to avoid it doing that, but at least it won't, it'll mind virus you less. I don't know, something like that. So check that out if you're interested. MAR, can you highlight coins that show up more than others? So I do. So one feature that you can't see from this, if you click on one of the coins, you can go through, it'll scroll up to each transaction. You click, it'll highlight. Let's see. I posted yeah, it says the highlighting feature, which I fixed to only highlight it right here, but yeah, the highlighting feature. You can click and it'll go through the list and highlight each one too, so you can kind of see it. So there's that, at least. What if PX was the most secure coin, PulseChain most secure network, PulseX most secure exchange? Could they already be that? I think we may be living the future, Chris. We may be already there, as they are. Yeah. I think that is hard to prove otherwise. I'll say that. Archie moved to Rabby. All they put, they would not fair for need to use it. Yeah, I've not used Rabby yet. Again, I wish. Wallet's one of those things that's hard to move from because it's I hope our community wallet starts smashing it and everyone gets adopted and they can all come through that and we all can stop using MetaMask. One day I want that to be true. But right now it's just hard to it's hard to make the switch. because the wallet is the most important thing. You want to be secure. You want it to work all the time. You don't want to lose your key, all this stuff. So I'm not saying any of your community wallets aren't any of those things. I'm just saying MetaMask has a staying power. It's proved over time. It's got a track record. They're moving in the wrong direction, and I want to move off of them. And one day I could definitely see doing that. But it's cool. Can you highlight without base selection, a lot of transactions, say 50 plus? Well, I don't know what this is for. You can see the number of transactions, and you can just go, you can go to the top one and then click here and then click through each transaction. However, it doesn't only show the last 1,000 transactions on the page. Otherwise you'd be seeing like, 50,000 transactions, which would kill your browser probably. I've tested it. I was like, I have to limit it to 1,000 because otherwise, it starts running out of resources because it's just too much for the JavaScript engine and the DOM to handle. Does it cost you any API calls? No, actually, I don't use any API calls on anything so far. This is all purely, I'll go through this when I do a stream. I'll talk about like how it works, the code, but this is literally a script running. It's pretty cool, actually. It's pretty unique. Like, Dipcatcher and them, they like to use Anvil apps, which is like Python on the web, essentially. It's like a serverless Python web. But I don't know. I never got it. I like Anvil, but I'm just not that comfortable with Anvil. I'm more of like the old school. Like I like writing command line scripts. So I was like, there's got to be a way to show the output of command line scripts because, and again, I'll go through this in more detail when I go to the full stream. But there's got to be a way to show that on the web. So that's basically what this is. This is a Python script that's running in the background, a Flask Python web app, which is just a Python web app that you can do stuff with, using an endpoint to take the output from a script and push it onto the page with different colors and formatting and stuff. So this is literally a backend script that is being read from a web app, and it's running. So it's pretty unique, very interesting. Yeah, I can't see that I've seen a lot of, definitely I can't say that I've seen a lot of ways that have been plumbed like this. Like usually don't show command line apps in the web. So I have my own unique way of doing things. Chris says, that's a question for Richard. Where's he at with the wallet? Has mentioned ages. Yeah. One day I hope he says, he makes a tweet, PulseChain Wallet, or no, he'd be like, if somebody made a PulseChain Wallet, what would you like to see in it? It'll be something like that, right? It'll be like a total no expectations, but hinting around, getting feedback on stuff. Yeah, last time he talked about things when we spoke at the conference in January. Pretty sure he mentioned the wallet then. So I think he's talked about it. Didn't he tweet about it the other day or a while back? Didn't he tweet something about the wallet? I can't remember. Said Nadia is working 100% OW. Yeah, I mean he's probably working on airtight legal cases, I imagine, mostly right now. However, yeah, if I were to imagine Richard's day, it's probably like he's got meetings. He's got calls. He's like checking in on devs. He's, he's just like, he has all this do whatever he wants time, but he's also like very much thinking, involved, and trying to make sure stuff is moving. Especially, I mean, this is the most important thing, right? Like, if he's able to beat the SEC based on merit and set precedents for crypto that are good and healthy and protect the rest of the ecosystem. I mean, dude, if you're in it for glory, don't you want to do something like that? Like, don't you want people to be like, that's the guy, that's the king of crypto, right? You want that. You want the king of crypto do stuff like that. It ain't grunt work. Yeah. He's not a dev, by the way, either. So when he says dev stuff, take it with a grain of salt. He's not a dev. I've seen him say dev stuff before, and I'm like, he did some stream which was basically talking about like technical computer stuff, and you know, it's not even fair. Like, right, I've been working tech forever. So when I hear him, some stuff he says is like way too generalized. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. Whatever he's, you know, who's he talking to? He's talking to people who don't, right? Most people who listen to him aren't computer savvy. But it's funny to hear him talk about dev stuff sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, it's he's a great man. He's a great man. But he's, you know, it's like you're watching the news. You're an expert in something. You watch the news and you hear him talk about it, and you're like, that's not how it works. And I was saying, I say that with Richard all the time. Every once in a while, he'll say something, and be like, maybe it works like that sometimes. Shout out to big guy out there. You're awesome, man. Good explain things high level. Yeah, but he does gloss over some of the important details. You know, he has a very how to say this. He wants to say it in a way that of what he believes. So a lot of his tech choices and otherwise are based on just his experience or what he believes is the best and all this stuff. Again, not saying he's wrong about it. It's just like, you know, it's I wouldn't call Richard to fix my computer. I don't know. Maybe I would not fix my computer. What would I call Richard to fix my mom's computer? Yeah, he could do that. But would I be like, Richard, how do I build this website? What's the best tech to use for this website? That's not his thing. He doesn't need to be either. Like, he's great at so many other things. He doesn't need to be that. Yeah, he's an idealist guy. Richard's voice. Yeah, it was very reassuring. Shout out to you, Hex Edits, by the way. You're awesome, man. Appreciate your content and awesome stuff. You have made some pretty cool. Yeah, speaking of, again, I made the Maximus mashup video. That was inspired. Hex Edits inspired me from his Hedron mashup video, which is excellent if you haven't seen it already. Big picture guy with eye for detail. Yes, he is. He has taste. We'll say that. He knows how to, like, again, he's like a master sales guy, right? And I say master sales guy in the most, like, good way. Like, you know, I used to think sales was all this greasy guys trying to rip me off. It's not what it's about. A lot of people get into it to do that, which is unfortunate. But this guy's good. Pseudo dev, he called himself. Let's stick with idealist guy. Again, he doesn't need to be. That's all these things. Oh, Richard. Let's see. Richard's not a mechanic either. Like, Richard's not. Richard doesn't know how to explain Wi-Fi and technical details. Like, nobody cares. Like, doesn't need to be. Doesn't need to be any of those things. But yeah, he is. I'm sure he's called himself a pseudo dev, which means, is that like a project manager? Is that like somebody who, like, can do diagrams? He probably could draw some diagrams, but anyways, I'm going way too far on this tangent. Richard is who he needs to be, and that's why, you know, we love him for that, right? All right, last thing. We're gonna go out on a bang. My voice is gonna go out in a minute too, so it is getting that time. I'm going over time, but doing this because there's a good cool stuff to cover. Shout out to Gerardo. Shout out to Gerardo. Shout out to Unplugged Dad in the chat as well. What's up, Jofus? Really zoom out on everything. I want everyone listening, think about how much the prices of PulseChain and PulseX and Hex went down after PulseChain launched. Think about all the hiccups and stuff that wasn't awesome that happened the first few weeks or month. Think about all the drama, all the infighting, most of the stuff that I muted away, thankfully. And then take a look at what's been built, what's being built, what's there to look forward to. As Gerardo says, take a step back and look how far we've come. We got Hex, store value, PulseChain, consensus network. We got DEXs, we got DEX aggregators. We got fiat on-ramps. We got stablecoin and stablecoins coming. We got wallets, we got block explorers, we got NFT marketplace, we got coin raking sites, we got leverage trading, banking, all that stuff with fiat famous, you know, DEXs, PHUX as well. Sounds like we may have some privacy tools. We've got, you know, this is December 28th. That's cool. I just realized this is an update to his world domination, where look at all this, what we thought about before. This is 2021. This was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago now. World domination update. And now Gerardo is like, look at this. Really put this into perspective. We had back then, we had Hex, right? I mean, Hex is amazing, but we didn't even know what we're going to have. We didn't even know who's going to build it. Turns out the community is building most of the stuff. Of course, we need the foundation, we need PulseChain, we need the premier DEX, we need the liquidity, we need the store value, we need Hex to be awesome. But everything else, maybe we get Wallet, maybe we get PulseChain Wallet, but everything else, it's coming. And when it gets here. I mean, there's again a ton of projects. I was thinking about making a infographic myself of like, the different stuff coming that hasn't got here yet, Liquid Loans, Power City, Tetra, all these things, and the different timeline of all the stuff that's already launched since then. 6 months in, not even 6 months in yet, around 6 months. Imagine the next 6 months, all the stuff can be built and working, liquidity, the TVO. Let's check in with the DeFi Llama real quick. I think they've added 9-inch yet, but that's another almost $20 million, I think, liquidity. Yeah. What is this list going to look like in the next 6 months? How far is it going to go down? How many of these hundreds of thousands are going to turn into millions? How many of these millions are going to turn into billions in the next 6 months, year, 2 years? It's like, zoom out, everyone. Zoom. If you want to, if you want to see what's happening, like, zoom out and check this out. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. All right. I'm over time, but I will be back. Let's chat real quick. Feel like Steve Jobs ideas. Steve wasn't built. Yeah. That's probably the perfect analogy, right? Steve Jobs was a genius, right? Richard, put him in the same boat there. But geniuses don't build these trillion-dollar companies by themselves, right? Not that Richard's building a company, obviously, but you get the idea. They don't build these trillion-dollar products or build, create $1 trillion worth of value by themselves. So is that Richard and Brett Steve Wozniak in this one? And there's probably a few Steve Wozniaks, honestly. Just a lot of them probably aren't as public and worked on in the past and otherwise, on Hex and other. Shout out to Dev Kyle, man. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you around for a bit, but hope you're doing well, sir. This will return. Yeah, man. No, take your time. No worries. Love to see your content, but yeah, weekly content. Yeah, I've been putting out the work as well. All right, what's up, Gerardo? Gerardo's here. Yeah, man. Shout out to you. Come back on sometime. We'll chat, and yeah, hope Mintra to hopefully Mintra to the moon, man. Mintra and all the other exciting projects up here too. Very cool. Dev Kyle is Wozniak. Yeah, I agree. Appreciate that, Unplugged Dad. All right, everyone. Oh yeah, HMI. We didn't talk about. Thank you. I didn't talk about Hedron. Hedron V2 coming up as well. Another super exciting thing. Yeah, and hopefully we'll see some HMIs on Mintra. Oh, we got a Burr. Is he down here? Oh, he's not down here. I'm sorry, MA. As soon as I end the stream, I'm going to go get Burr. I'm going to put him right here. And if you're around in the next hour and a half when me and Sloth are on, you say Burr again, I will pull him out. I'll put Burr right here, and we'll hang out. Welcome, Irvine Hayseed. Catch the replay, man. That's all I got for everyone. Come back an hour and a half, me and Sloth, about making money in crypto. It should be a fun stream. And that being said, Scivive and 5555. We are out.